It began with a cry for a future, a cry for dignity, a cry for hope. On June 28, 2024, thousands of Kenya's Gen Z youth marched to Parliament. They carried no weapons, only placards, dreams, and the stubborn belief that change was possible. They marched not for themselves alone, but for a nation betrayed by broken promises. It all started with a bill, one that would raise taxes on essential commodities. To the youth, it was a final betrayal by a system that had long abandoned them. We graduate and there are no jobs. We speak up and they silence us. Enough was enough, youth organizer claimed. Within days, the streets filled with outrage. Hashtags turned into movements. Movements turned into marches. Cut to scenes of youth mobilizing, printing posters, planning routes. At dawn on June 28th, young Kenyans from all walks of life flooded the streets of Nairobi. Law students, techies, boda riders, mothers with babies on their backs, all united by one cause. We sang, we chanted, we even laughed. For once, it felt like we mattered. This was a voice of a youth protester. By mid-morning, the mood had changed. Parliament was heavily guarded. Roadblocks sprang up. The air grew thick with tension. Then, without warning, the tear gas came, and with the gas came bullets. I saw my friend fall beside me. There was blood everywhere. We were running for our lives. A voice of survivor of police brutality. Innocent youth, many still in their teens, were gunned down as they tried to flee. They had no shields, no helmets, only hope. As night fell, the government remained silent. No condolences, no explanations, only fear and confusion. Families searched hospitals. Some found their loved ones in morgues. He told me he was fighting for our future. I didn't know I was hugging him goodbye. This was one of the mother's testimony of the who died during the protests. Behind the scenes, brave whistleblowers risked everything to speak out. Orders were issued at the highest level. They were told to disperse at all costs, even if it meant lives. Leaked memos, radio communications, and witness accounts all point to a coordinated crackdown. But Kenya's Gen Z refused to be silenced. The next day, and the next, and the next, they came back, demanding answers, demanding accountability. We are not scared anymore. You cannot kill all of us, one of the protesters said. Petitions were filed, names were named, the world began to watch. June 28th is more than a date. It is a wound in Kenya's history, a reminder of what happens when power fears the people it is meant to serve. But it is also a seed of courage, of unity, of hope. The youth of June 28th wrote a new story, one written not in ink, but in sacrifice, one that reminds us all, when the youth rise, a nation must listen. To the fallen, we owe the truth. To the living, we owe a future. This is their story. This is June 28th. Text on screen, justice for June 28th, never forgotten, never silenced.